Hey, how's it going today? My name is Francesco Iantorno, and I just want to welcome you to this awesome presentation. Frankly, this presentation could change your life, so I'd pay very close attention to every word that I say, and I'd also take a lot of notes because this is some awesome stuff. And, it took me a while to put this together. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, today, I want to tell you about how to quickly build a profitable e-commerce business with engaging customers, which will literally put money in your bank account day in, day out on complete autopilot. In fact, I say this, you could smash all of my computers, wipe out my hard drives, burn down my house, okay, and just leave me with my e-commerce stores, and I will rebuild my life making significant amounts of money every single day. So what I want to talk about is very powerful. I'm going to walk you through the entire process of how I built and run my business. That should excite you immensely. If that excites you, put a 1 in the chat box. Alright, so I'm looking now. A couple ones there. Alright, Chris says, yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. So it looks like you guys are excited. Alright, good, because I'm excited too. I'm sure you've heard of push button make money online instantly software before. You probably had all these emails. Hey, install this software on your computer, make money instantly. Maybe 4x or whatever. So there are so many sites out there that imply you can simply put a software on your computer and run it and make money. Like I said, just by pushing a button. Okay, I'm going to let you guys know 99% of those push button systems are big, fat, old scams or, pyramid schemes or stuff like that. It's just all bull crap. I joke around with my internet marketing buddies. Push button systems don't really exist, but e-commerce is damn close to it. Now, the problem that most people face when starting to make money online is that they simply don't know where to start, or they start by doing all the wrong things. If you can relate to that, not doing all the wrong things, type a 1 in the chat box. People do all the wrong things and miss one huge thing that's staring them right in the face, and that could make them boatloads of money. You know what that is? Paid traffic. All right, so I'm looking at the chat box now. Let's see, 1, 1, 1, a bunch of ones. All right, so a lot of you can relate to that. So here's the trend. What I'll be sharing with you is a huge secret to making money online that most people out there are unaware of. I was puzzled as to why more people aren't killing it online, right? I had to stop and look around at my peers. I looked at all the people who weren't making money online, and they all had one thing in common. They were not utilizing paid traffic, all right? Everyone who's making a ton of money online was utilizing paid traffic, and the 99% of other people weren't doing that. All right, paid traffic is key to any online business. So we could dig a lot deeper into the study I did, but what I want you to pull from this is that the people who were making no money online were the people who were not utilizing paid traffic effectively. Now, I'm going to go through some stuff that frankly will blow your mind. By the end of this, you're going to know what a profitable online business looks like and why paid traffic plays such an important part in it. Again, no paid traffic equals no money. So here's the good news. The good news is that I'm going to be sharing a story with you on how I discovered the secrets to making money on demand. I'm going to be sharing the secrets of how to build a successful e-commerce business, and I'm going to show you how simple it is to get started today with paid traffic. It's actually not the rocket science everyone plays it out to be. I'm going to share with you, after years of failing online myself, how I actually discovered a formula for making cash on demand. Literally making thousands of dollars in my first weeks whilst living and enjoying the life how I want to. Now, this doesn't take time to implement. In fact, you're about to discover how I went from failing years and making zero online to selling $60,000 of a single product line with little to no work. I'll let that sink in. $60,000 of a single product line. All right. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit about my lifestyle. So the money you make from having an e-commerce store can actually give you a great lifestyle. What I love about this lifestyle is that you could actually work from anywhere you like. I went on a cruise last December, all right? Where I live, the weather is horrible. All right, literally, it's atrocious in the winter. It's snow, all that stuff. It's cold, snowy, but for last December, I went for a week in the Bahamas and St. Thomas, all right? There's a picture on the side right here. You can see that's the beach that I went to. Now, look at the view, all right? To say it was breathtaking would be an understatement, all right? Just imagine laying on that beach. Here's another picture. This is from the boat. I took this with my smartphone, but just look at the view. Like, that's like amazing. Like, I can't even, there's no words that can describe that. Here's some pictures of me on the beach here in the Bahamas, in the water. That's Atlantis. That's like a resort. There's another picture of the beach in St. Thomas, and on the boat they actually had this like wall climbing thing we could do, so I did that. It was pretty fun. And here are some more pictures. This is in St. Thomas. Basically we were on like this taxi thing, and they went on the mountains. It was pretty sweet. And here's another picture. So I mean, that's just, that's an amazing view right there. So the lifestyle. So take a look at the screenshot right here. $1,115.95. This is what I saw when I opened up my cell phone and saw how much money I made in sales in a single day whilst traveling to the Bahamas and St. Thomas on vacation. All right, I'll let that sink in too. Is this starting to make sense now? The goal is to build a business around a lifestyle that you can enjoy. Just think about this. I'm telling you that once you have an e-commerce store set up correctly and are utilizing paid traffic, you could literally be out fishing, playing basketball, be on the beach in St. Thomas, and literally have money come in on autopilot. So I also went on a trip to Italy recently for an entire month. Now, I know you're saying this guy travels a lot. Well, it's just, this is what I'm trying to prove a point about. So for an entire month, I was on the beach, worry and carefree. All right. Imagine if you could do that. All right. Take a look at some of the screenshots I made. This is some money I made while I was on the beach. All right. $352 in sales, $409 in sales while on the beach, not even touching a computer. All right. So again, here's where I was when I made those sales. All right. So these are some pictures from Italy. Here's a picture on the beach. Here's another picture I took. We were actually at a club here dancing. We actually rented this. It's called a patino. It's a little boat, and you can go out in the beach further out in the beach, like it's like 300 meters out. And here is a picture of me with a nice view behind me. So here are some screenshots of when I'm not on vacation. These are taken when I wasn't on vacation, but these are just screenshots of general days of sales. Each is a different day of sales. So 1,025, 1,280, 1,010, 896, 1,105. All right. Imagine how your life would change if you could have these kind of results. All right. So I know what you're thinking. Now, this guy's bragging a lot. Just to be 100% clear, this isn't about me or my lifestyle. I'm just telling you a story to really understand the power that you could have once you set up a Shopify e-commerce store. Once you have it set up, you can literally outsource the menial task and make money on autopilot. Does that make sense to you? If that does, put a 1 in the chat box. So I'm looking now. 1, 1, 1. 1. Okay, so a bunch of 1s in the chat box. So people, you guys are starting to understand that. Once you have this set up, you can outsource all the hard stuff to workers and things like that, and you have a business that makes you money on autopilot. So this isn't about me right now, okay? This is 100% about you. You will see as we move forward with this, I've helped tons of people just like you set up this system. I actually have a really cool story for you in a little bit about how I changed someone's life with this system. Now, I'll be honest with you. E-commerce is like the golden oil rush back in the day. If you're not cashing in on it, you're missing out. Back in the day during the gold rush and oil, everyone was rushing to California. Everyone was trying to build oil rigs to cash in on this booming business. All right. It's literally the same thing now, except everything's virtual. So everything's on the internet. So if you're not cashing in on this, you are missing out. I can't say for sure that in 10 years, you'll have the same opportunity that you have right now to cash in on this. So the sooner you get in, the better results that you'll have. All right. So maybe you can relate to me buying everything out there and trying to make a living online, cash in on all the hype. Like I said, the reason I'm able to help people is because I remember what it was like to be in that frustrated state. The reason I'm so helpful to my customers is quite simply because I know where you are and what you're going through. All right. Maybe there's a ton of emails coming into your inbox. Maybe you're just sick of all the bull crap, and you just want to cash in on this. All right. You just want to start building a business online, a solid business that you can have for the next 5 to 10 years. All right. And I completely agree. That's exactly what you should want to do. You don't want to make that instant cash. I mean, you want to, but you don't want to focus on making like $1,000 today and then not having a business ever again. You know what I mean? So you want to have consistent sales, making $1,000 a day consistently. You know what I mean? So my question to you is this. Would you like to be like me and cash in on this amazing gold/oil rush? If the thought of creating your own e-commerce store and doing that excites you, put a 1 in the chat box. All right, so I'm looking now. 1, 1, 1. James says, hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd be excited too. 1, 1. All right, so you guys are excited and you guys are wanting to make your own e-commerce store, which is amazing. And you should be really excited about that because it's an amazing opportunity. So I remember when I was buying every single product out there, all right? I remember trying to make money and getting nowhere fast. I remember the feeling of impending doom looming upon me if I didn't get my shit together fast. I was worried. My family was wondering, why is he spending all this time on the internet? I was getting little to no sleep, and simply put, I was stressed out. The fact of the matter was, I didn't have a lot of money starting out. I was wasting a ton of money on dumb products that simply did not work. All right? My usual day consisted of this. I'd come home from school, go on the computer for 4 hours, trying these so-called make money online products, and accomplish nothing. I'd feel like I was right where I started every day. You know what I mean? Restart. Like, if you ever seen the movie Groundhog Day, every day he wakes up, it's the same day over and over again. All right. And I was 17 when I started. I just turned 18 a couple months ago. So, I mean, think about that. If your email inbox was anything like mine, then you would see a nonstop flow of emails selling you stuff. Am I correct in saying that? Can you guys relate to that? Email after email of just bullcrap products that don't work. Maybe even 100 a minute. I don't know. Maybe you could just refresh and it's more and more and more emails depending on how many lists you're subscribed to. You know, I would stay up in the early hours of the morning reading emails. I would go read the sales pages. I would check out the different products. I'd buy them. And after reading through them, be no closer to making money than when I started. All right. At the time, I just didn't know who to look up to guide me. I even made some horrible decisions in trusting some scummy marketers who stole thousands of dollars from me. And I laugh because that's like, at 17, that's like, it's like horrible. It's a horrible thing. All right. I've had thousands of dollars stolen from me because I did not know what I was doing. All right, so don't make the same mistake that I did. All right, buying products almost became like an addiction. Like, you know, someone who's addicted to drugs like cocaine or heroin, like seeking that next high. And that's what I like to relate to this industry. Like, a lot of people will buy product after product after product after product, and it's almost like an addiction. You know, I look into each product and I hope that I strike it rich, and frankly, it was all just bullshit. So I sort of understood that the way most people made money was to drive traffic to websites. Traffic was key. I just had no idea how to get it consistently, which led to months of trial and error. I used to launch products and stuff like that, and it was just like the traffic was not there. You know, the concept of affiliate marketing sounded great to me. I'd promote people's products to get paid, but I fell flat on my head as I had no way to consistently get leads. Like I said, I'd probably launch a product and get 100 leads a month. That's like nothing. You know what I mean? You'd make no money from that. So I then turned to arbitrage. Again, I also fell flat because, like with affiliate marketing, there's no way to consistently get clients without paid traffic, which I had not yet discovered. So as you can see from both of the businesses that I first started out with, I started them, maybe had a little bit of success, but then I couldn't continue with them because there was no way to consistently get traffic. So what I've discovered from this is that paid traffic is key. So one day on my usual browsing to get nowhere with product, I was scrolling on Facebook and I was looking at all the boring posts, and something caught my eye. Someone had posted a screenshot that they had made $1,000 in sales on their e-commerce store. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know what Shopify was at that point. I thought little to nothing of it and thought it might have been a fluke. Maybe he was just lying. Maybe he faked it. Then the next day, another screenshot came up from the same person, $1,200 in sales. And the next day, and the next. He kept posting these screenshots, and they kept growing. This person was making money every single day, and they had said that they were outsourced the entire process. To say the least, I was hooked instantly. I thought if an average Joe can make that, then I can certainly do it too. So I started to investigate. I contacted the person who was making this money, and I tried to squeeze as much information out of him as possible. He told me something that changed my online business forever. He said that he was using paid traffic to consistently make money every single day. As soon as he said that, I had a revelation. Think of the Matrix multiplied by Inception. I don't know if you've seen Inception or Matrix, but think of that, all right? So floods of memories came back to me as I realized why all my other businesses had failed. consistent customers, and that can only come from one thing, and one thing only: paid traffic. What I realized from talking with the person who was making all this money is that they didn't teach themselves. They had a mentor, and that mentor had a mentor. Sure enough, he was offering to be someone's mentor. So I ended up making a deal with him for him to teach me, which in hindsight was an amazing idea, as some of his students were making $2,000 a day, which is amazing. So things were slow at first, so I knew what to do, I just didn't do it. Maybe some of you can relate. After weeks of procrastination, I decided to jump right into it. I created my first Shopify store and created my first ad. And I made $1 million right off the bat. No, I actually fell flat on my face. Something wasn't working and I started to lose money. This, to say the least, was very discouraging and almost led to me quitting. But I was determined to get this to work. If he could make thousands in sales daily, then I could too. There's a quote by Steve Jobs that goes a little like this: "Life can be so much broader once you discover one simple fact. Everything around you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you, and you can change it, you can influence it, you can build your own things that other people can use. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again." So let that sink in. All right. Some of you may be thinking that all these people making millions of dollars online are some kind of geniuses, and the truth of the matter is they aren't. They are no different than you or I, and all started in the same position that you are in right now. All right. Everyone who you see all these people making money, they are no smarter than you. They just had guidance from a mentor, and they took that and they built their business. All right. So I want you to take that to the grave and base your life around that mindset, and you will achieve mountains of success. All right. Now, just think about that. Like, they are no smarter than you, so why can't you do it? So I could have gone two ways. Honestly, my life could have gone two ways. I could have wrote this off as something that didn't work and abandoned it due to the initial pressure. This would have led to me probably to this day still buying product after product and making no money online. So thankfully, I chose not to do that. I say thankfully because the very next month, as you can see from the screenshot, I equated to $6,000 in sales in a single week, which netted me around $3,000 in profit in a week. Now, this is a month after sitting in front of my computer for hours on end getting nothing done. I remember seeing the screenshots on my Facebook of this guy making thousands of dollars in sales a day, and now I was doing the same thing. To go from the viewer to the doer, to say the least, is an amazing experience, and I hope you all can experience that as well. Now, this was just the start of my e-commerce empire. Those following months, I did $60,000 in sales on a single product line. All right, now let me ask you, how does $3,000 cash in your bank account sound in a week? How would that money help you? How would that change your life? I want you to think about that. All I can say is this: that income changed my life, especially at the age of 17. I was able to do things that all my friends only dreamed of doing on a daily basis. This, again, was all done and outsourced. I set up the campaign and the fulfillment was completely outsourced. As you can see on the side, that's a screenshot from June 11th for $464 in sales. All right. Again, this is the power of paid traffic in e-commerce. Let me ask you again, and be completely honest with yourself. How would this help you on a daily basis and improve your life? All right. So, the power of paid traffic. Just setting up campaigns is all I had to do. Okay, the occasional tweak here and there, and I was off to the races. Now, this is awesome for so many reasons. I was 17, young, and I had the world at my fingertips. I remember spending an entire day relaxing, swimming, having fun with my girlfriend, and checking my phone throughout the day. Over $1,100 in sales. All right? To say the least, it was an awesome time and really changed my perspective on how people make money at normal jobs, quote unquote, and how you can really leverage your time so long as you have the right audience, all right, and you know what you're doing. So things changed quickly for me. So as you can see, very quickly my life changed after implementing what my mentor taught me. I learned how to use paid traffic and start my own e-commerce business. With the guidance of a mentor, I started to make money finally. All right, now to be clear, this did take some upfront work. The saying delayed gratification really applied to me. I wanted to make money now, right now, impatience. I wanted all that automated income right away, and that was what was causing me to buy all those products. Let me tell you a quote: impatience leads to poverty. I want you to write that down because that's a very important quote. If you're impatient, you're going to be in poverty. Before working with my mentor, I never had the correct business model in place. Now, when I say delayed gratification, I don't mean you wait around and wait for money to pop out of thin air. That's not what I mean. Not all that Tony Robbins stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love Tony Robbins. He's an amazing motivational speaker. But you have to do some upfront. I say Tony Robbins just like as a general, because he's like the biggest guy in that space. But you have to do some upfront work and possibly not make money immediately. All right, so you have to build an e-commerce business in the correct way. You have to tweak and make the automated machine before it's automated. That makes sense. So you have to actually do the work before you get the reward. You can't just expect the reward without the work. All right. So once it's up and running, you have a winner, and then it's automated. And that's what I mean when I say delayed gratification. All right. So it's so liberating to be able to finally be able to work on something that has a proven track record of working, instead of wasting hours upon hours on the internet doing the wrong things and really getting nowhere. All right, this is the difference between the successful people in life and the unsuccessful. Many people hustle, but they hustle at doing the wrong things. You need to work hard at not doing the wrong things, but doing the right things. All right, if you take, every day you work hard at the right things, you will be successful. So what I really learned from all of this is that you can try and be good at a lot of small things to be successful, or just dominate one thing and be really successful at it. Before working with my mentor, I never had the correct information. I was in the dark. I never had somebody to guide me, so I was all alone. It's no wonder why I was a failure for so many years. Maybe some of you can relate to that. So working with someone to guide you, all your information overload goes right out the window. All right? You get clarity and focus on the few things that you should do. You get to work on the correct things, and most importantly, in a step-by-step fashion. Then, before you know it, you have an automated business that makes you money. It's as simple as that. So you have to realize that delayed gratification is important. So if you fully understand it, put a 1 in the chat box now. Let me see. So, right, 1, couple of 1s there. All right. John says that he understands it. Okay. 1, 1, 1. All right. Daryl also says he understands. All right, cool. So, okay. So now that I know that you're willing to do the work up front for the results you're going to get, let's take a look at building your e-commerce / paid traffic empire. I want you to just quickly realize that when you do this, it isn't always just for you. Sometimes something that really needs to be put into perspective is that you are doing this for you and for your family or maybe your significant other. All right, I want you to think about that. So after seeing all of the success, I knew that I had changed my life for the better, but I also knew that I could help change other people's lives. It excited me to know to know that I had the potential to teach this to anyone, and they too could dramatically change their life. I knew with the know-how that I had, I would be able to dominate the marketplace and share my knowledge with others. This excited me immensely. So now I want to talk about the importance of giving back. Let me tell you about Candace. This is Candace. She is a 46-year-old mom living in Chicago. She began working for me as a virtual assistant in September of 2015. She has 4 kids and was unemployed at the time. She also had a husband who was on disability and couldn't work. Needless to say, she was on welfare and times were tough, really tough. Maybe some of you can relate to feeling like Candace, or maybe some of you are going through some tough times. So I saw her situation and decided that I would help her out, as I felt sorry for what was going on in her life and what she was going through. I could also relate to the feeling of being in her situation and not making any money. So I knew that all she needed was the correct set of instructions and guidance to be able to fully change her life around. So what I did next literally shook the foundation and changed her life dramatically. I decided to start an e-commerce store with Candace and really help her through the entire process of starting her own store, and I partnered with her as well. I did this because I wanted to give back and help her out. She had been trying to make money online for years and really had no success. She would get paid $10 to write a 2,000-word blog post, which would take her almost 2 hours to do. Now, I'm no mathematician, but that's about $5 an hour. And that wasn't even consistent work. I mean, that's just horrible. So we set up a store, and it was an instant hit. All right. As soon as we started, first couple of days, we had sales. She was making piles and piles of money. So I helped her build a store that generated roughly $600 to $1,000 a day in sales and equated to about $5,000 to $10,000 a month profit. So Candace went from 0 to $5K a month just like that. All right. Needless to say, she was amazed and excited at the same time. She could barely contain herself. All right, so this is just one example of, this just being like the gold rush, people going from nothing to a lot in a short period of time. So take a look at what she left me on my Facebook page on Christmas. Merry Christmas, Francesco. I just wanted to send you a quick message to thank you so much for all your help and friendship this past year. Myself and my family have had the best holiday that we've had in years, and it would never have happened without you. You're an amazing young guy, and I wish you nothing but the best in 2016. Your parents did a great job with you, and so I thank them as well. Happy holidays from Chicago." And then she wrote Merry Christmas. So needless to say, I was so excited when I received that, just because of the fact that if I could help Candace, a hard case newbie, then I knew I could help anyone, even you. So I hope you're starting to see if an unemployed mom of 4 with a disabled husband can change her life around almost instantly, then you can too. So now I want to take you through the entire process. This is my e-commerce system. This is some pretty top, pretty next level stuff. So, I would take notes. So I want to share with you this e-commerce system I have in place. And I want you to go, through it with me. So it goes like this. First we have a product, then we have an audience, and then we make the ad. So if you think what I'm showing you is too simple, basically the 3-part system, then I want you to understand that this business is simple. Overthinking it makes it hard, and that goes with anything. If you overthink something, you're making it hard. So the power of e-commerce and paid traffic is quite unreal. So let me put this in perspective for you. Facebook, right, has 1 billion users. All right, that's a 0 with 9. That's a 1 with 9 zeros after it. That's 1 billion people to sell to. You can literally sell any product on Facebook and if you find an audience for it. So to put in perspective how large Facebook audience is, close your eyes and imagine 1 million people. All right, it's a lot of people. Okay, so you're imagining 1 million people. It's a lot, right? So now take that number and multiply it by 1,000. That's how many people are on Facebook. All right, so that big number times 1,000. All right, so these people are sitting in their house, on their computer or phones, with credit cards in their pockets, just waiting to be enticed to buy something. All right, so we're dealing with a huge audience that basically tells us their interests. All right, so the power of this is quite unreal. All right, it seems almost too good to be true until you actually own an e-commerce store. So once you've got your own e-commerce store, once you've built it out and done the work up front, every day you'll be able to rank it in the cache, all right, and outsource and automate the entire system. So just think about that. You have 1 billion people, you can market anything to them, all right? So with quality comes quantity. So what's going to be exciting for you to hear is that you don't need 100 winning products to generate a lot of money. You can make a lot of money from 1 to 3 products. If you look at the $60,000 in sales I generated, you can see that I only had 1 product. That's right, that money was generated from a single product line. Imagine I set this up once and it generated $60,000 in revenue. Would you like something like that for yourself? You probably do. I know I do. And I did, and then I did it. So now imagine yourself in that position. You have multiple e-commerce stores, each with tons of products that are generating you money daily, and it's entirely outsourced, okay? So I like this next part. This is my favorite part, my cash register phone. So this is probably my favorite part about this entire process. You're probably wondering what I meant if I told you my cash register phone. Well, my e-commerce platform has an app for your cell phone. It's called Shopify. So every time I get a sale, my phone makes a cha-ching sound, and I know I made money. And that is the most fun about this, to be going through your day and just hearing notifications from your phone. That's just an amazing feeling. That's why I call it my cash register phone. It goes off like a cash register every time I get a sale. How fun is that? You may be thinking, we're in 2016. Is it too late for me to get started? Are you thinking right now that you're too late to the party? Do you feel like that? I'm going to ask you this question. Do you feel that you're too late to create an e-commerce store? Do you think it's been taken over by other people? If you were to approach me and tell me that you wanted to make an extra $1,000 per month online and that would change your life, I'd tell you that you need to invest in yourself and that there are so many people out there that fail because they keep buying stuff and they don't take any action. I'd also tell you that you need to get a mentor. You could go down one of 2 roads like I did. You could either work with me and grow an online business that could be run on autopilot, or continue to go down the dark path of failure and continue to spin your wheels and not get anywhere. Now imagine being able to go to the beach, order a drink, fire up your laptop, and just crank away and see how much money you made. Imagine how proud your family would be. Imagine how that would make you feel. I know it'd make me feel great, and it makes me feel great when I do it. So there are 3 key elements. Let's look at this process in action. To reaffirm what I'm saying here, there are 3 elements to a successful e-commerce store. There's the product, the audience, and the ad. Now that we're on the same page, I want to talk to you about the product first. This is, of course, what we're going to be selling to people. Alright, so here's an example of one of the products that I sell. So this is basically it's a bandana dog collar, okay? And basically you put on your dog, you walk your dog, you know what a collar is. But basically this is one of the products that I sell. And the goal of this is that we want to sell a lot of them. Of course we want to sell a lot of them. Of course we want to do that. But think about the aspects of a product that lead to that. So this product has a high perceived value, right? It has a utility, and it has a huge following. Okay, so a lot of people have dogs. We can target people who have dogs, and they're going to use this for their dogs, and they care a lot about their dogs. People spend thousands of dollars on their dogs. People would, sacrifice their lives for their dogs. People are like fanatics about their dogs. Also, a neat thing about this particular product is that since people have more than one dog, I can sell to the same person maybe 2 or 3 of these instead of just one. Versus if you bought a necklace, it's kind of you have a better chance of them buying 3 or 4 collars versus 3 or 4 necklaces because they have 3 or 4 dogs. You know what I mean? So you got to think about the utility. Is it worth whatever you're selling it for, and is it going to be used by a lot of people? So that's how I find my products, and that's just one of the products that I sell. It's a great product. So next, we're going to talk about the audience. The next thing we need to do is the audience, and the audience must be passionate about what you're selling. You can literally sell anything with Facebook ads. You could sell, if someone loves dirt, and you can target that, you can sell them dirt on Facebook. So let me be clear. Everything sells on Facebook so long as it's matched up with the proper passionate audience. Think about that. So anything sells, because out of 1 billion people, you bet your socks that you can find someone who will buy a expo marker or whatever. You know what I mean? You will. That was on my desk, so it was the first thing I thought of. So if you find the right audience, you will sell your product. So dogs, you target people who have dogs, passionate. They love dogs. Maybe a dog rescue. Maybe people who like a certain type of dog. Regardless, you find people who like something and then you sell it to them. It's as simple as that. You need to find people who are passionate and they love what they're, because the other thing, people are on Facebook, they're not looking to buy anything, right? They're not looking to actually go on Facebook and buy anything. So if something pops up that they like, they have to really like it to stop what they're doing, grab their attention, go to an external website, add to cart, put in their credit card information, and buy something. Okay, so you got to think about that. Maybe you've bought stuff on Facebook from ads before, maybe you haven't, but there are tons of people who buy stuff like that. You just got to do it correctly. You got to capture their attention, and we can do that with the Facebook targeting tool, which allows us to basically find the different audiences that we want and target them like that. So we can target different types of people. We can target men, women, ages, all that stuff. All right, so the last thing we need to go over is the ad. The ad is important as it is what the prospect sees when they are on Facebook. Without a correct ad, you can't get people to your website. Everything falls apart. So on the next page, we'll go on an example of an ad. So that I actually made for one of my clients. So an ad is basically something that the people see. So it has to grab your attention. So let's check out the ad I actually made for one of my clients who actually sells earrings on Facebook. So let's look at this ad now. This is an ad I made for one of my clients. He has a website where he sells gauges, and gauges are basically earrings that people put in their ears. And basically, this is a great niche because people are very passionate about this. So this is the ad I made for him. As you can see, it's for 2 different color gauges, and the website is called gaugelife.com. So what this does is it grabs their attention from what they're doing on Facebook. Maybe they're looking at cat videos or whatever, and it directs it to the website. So we want to grab their attention, get them to stop what they're doing, go to the website, put in their credit card information, and buy. All right, very simple. Again, don't overcomplicate stuff. If the simple it is, the more simple it is, the easier it is. All right. So, now the last thing you have to do is drive traffic. You drive traffic in, we get money out. All right. What's very interesting is the only thing left in the process is traffic, and traffic is a whole different topic. All right, we'll talk about that very shortly. It doesn't matter what niche you enter. All right, like I said, the focus should be to generate large amounts of targeted traffic. Now, if you generate traffic that's not targeted, then you're going to not make any money, because if someone is going to a page that likes cats and they go to a page for, I don't know, expo markers, they're not going to want to. There's no correlation. There's a disconnect there. So most people think it's about generating free traffic. And that could not be farther from the truth. That's exactly how I thought when I started. It's actually more important to generate paid traffic consistently. So let's look at it like this. Let's say you're selling an item for $9.99, and let's say that it costs $3 to drop ship the product to your client. You would make $6.99 profit. With paid traffic, let's say it costs $3 to get a sale, and your costs are $3 to drop ship. Then you would have $3.99 profit. Okay? Like I said, with free traffic, your profit goes to $6.99 because you don't have to pay for any traffic. All right, so we're looking at two dichotomies here. We have $6.99 profit with free traffic, $3.99 profit with paid traffic. Okay, so from the example, it would look like free traffic option would be better. But right, if you're only able to generate 4 sales a day from free traffic, and these are just arbitrary numbers, you can't really increase it easily. You make only about $28. So with paid traffic, you can increase it as much as you want. You just have to spend more money on your ads. So you can get 100 sales with paid traffic at $3.99 profit, which is $399 a day. Would you rather have $32 a day or $399 a day? I know which one I'd rather have. I don't know about you, but so now once you have set up an e-commerce store, you can literally imagine the freedom that comes with it. And we're talking in any niche, whether it's pets, karate, or bowling. Just thinking about this, you're setting up something and potentially generating thousands of dollars. So make sure to sell products that serve a purpose and have a huge following. This will allow you to generate the most amount of money. So success leaves clues. Like I said, I personally have been blessed in all honesty from the day I sat down with my original mentor and joined their coaching program. I focused on that one thing, to grow my e-commerce empire with paid traffic. All right. I'll ask you one question. Are you willing to focus on your business with the most leverage, paid traffic? Your biggest assets in business is your focus. You need to have focus. You need to forget about all the other things people are telling you, all the noise. You need to ignore all those scummy marketers hitting your inbox with systems on products that just don't work. Something that really drives me to get up in the morning is simply the fact that I'm helping not only myself achieve my hopes and dreams, but also helping other people achieve the success that they have always hoped and wished for. Even with my one-on-one consulting that I do, I have people tell me that I really changed their thinking regarding e-commerce, and I've helped them get to the next level with their e-commerce stores. So are you ready for success? I've helped tons of people. Now I'm looking to grow a community of people who I can work with very closely because I'm looking for my next success stories and like to work in very close-knit environments. The million-dollar question to you is this. Since I'm looking for my next success story, is it you? Are you ready to become the next success? Are you ready to make this happen? So this process that we're going to go forward with together, we're going to work in a community environment with a focus on building you an e-commerce empire. To start off, we're going to go back to the basics of paid traffic and building a solid e-commerce business. I could start off with the most advanced stuff at first, but it wouldn't make any sense to you if you didn't get the basics. So we're going to move forward and start with the basics. A small group of people will move forward with me together. We're going to focusing on picking a product. Then we're going to focus on picking the right audience, and then we're going to be focused on creating the right ad. If you're not willing to do the work up front, then this isn't for you. If you're willing to do the work up front, though, then we're going to build an e-commerce empire and in the correct niche that suits you, even if you have no idea what niche you want to enter. Again, the niche isn't important so long as you can match a product to an audience that wants it and has a demand for it. This is going to be an awesome experience where I deliver in-depth training modules for you to learn from. Not only are you getting access to me, but you're also getting access to a community of people who are going to be helping you along the way and grow with you on this journey. I found that the people that have the most success are the ones who go at things in groups and work together with others. So not only are you getting access to this amazing group, you'll also have access to a live webinar call with me every month where you will get to ask any additional questions you have live over Skype. You see, it takes time to build something of this stature we are talking about. It isn't some push button get rich scheme. It isn't a dream either. This is pure reality. This is an opportunity right now where you get to work together with me. So if you'd like to work with me, then I have a very special offer for you that I put together. I want to introduce to you NexGen University. After many months of hard work, I've put together a university that will teach you how you can make money online with e-commerce. Now, I call it NexGen University because it's the next generation of online learning. All right, so let's go over now what's included in this package. All right, so I want you to know something. Every month I'll be uploading training modules on how to make and grow your internet marketing empire. All right. Again, this is one of the biggest changes, the biggest thing since the gold rush, since the invention of the telephone. All right. The internet is one of the most amazing things on the planet. It brings everyone together, and you can make so much money from it because of the fact that the little guy can go into any marketplace on Facebook or whatever you want to go and advertise and just take over and just dominate with very little, boundaries to entering the marketplace. So I say I'm going to be uploading training modules every month. And when I say I will do that, I want you to know something. I'm a liar, because I will be probably most likely uploading content either bi-weekly, weekly. I'm going to be throwing so much content on here. So when I say monthly, that's a complete understatement. I really focus on over delivering and really just providing the best online training platform on the planet. That is what our goal is here, and that is what I'm going to do. So when it says it's valued at $19.97, that's also a lie, because I honestly believe the information I'll be throwing up here is going to be priceless because of the fact of how much I will be giving and the quality of it. Okay, so we really dug around the internet, and I've learned from the best people, and I refined my skills. So I really have put together the best training possible, and that's just my opinion, and I think it's a fact. But I have put together the best training from all over, and I've applied my own skills to it. And I just think I put together the best training ever. So when I say 1987, I'm lying. It's worth a lot more. So you're also going to get access to our NexGen community, people who are just like you, right? They're trying to grow and expand, and you're going to have access to that. You're going to be able to communicate with them and collaborate. And really, we're looking to build a empire and a community here of people who want to achieve success online and want to build an income online. So if that sounds like you and you want to be part of it, this is perfect for you. We do not want this type of person. We don't want the person who complains, a person who is always angry, and person who is just a negative person. We do not want that. We want someone who's upbeat. We want people who want to be there and want to grow and expand with each other. So if you're a negative person, if you don't like to take action, if you'd like to be lazy, I'm going to tell you right up front, this is not for you. We are only looking for people who are motivated to make money, and really collaborate with other people and really have an awesome experience. All right, that's valued at $497. Again, this whole presentation is an understatement. All right, so if you are looking to make money online, this community is for you, and it's really going to be the next level community, because we're going to be putting together a lot of great people and a lot of like-minded people who are going to be collaborating together and really growing something great. So that's valued at $497. So this one right here, okay, this is an amazing feature because you're going to get private access to me via your own private thread. So you can ask me any questions you have. You have 24/7 access. So if it's 3 in the morning, you're struggling about something, you can ask me on this thread and I'll get back to you as soon as I see it. So you get one-on-one access to me. No one else offers this. Or if they do, it's crappy and they don't keep up with it. Okay, so this is a one-on-one access to me, for the entirety of your journey. So you get access to me whenever you have any questions, okay, and I will answer them. It's as simple as that. So you can ask me on that thread, and I'll get back to you as soon as I see that. That's valued at $997. Again, undervalued. And then lastly, this is probably my favorite feature: a weekly live group webinar call with me to ask me any questions you have. Okay, so you get to come on the call with a bunch of other people who are also in the program and ask me any questions you have. I'm going to come on there weekly, not monthly, not bi-weekly, but weekly. So every week I'm going to come on there, answer any questions that you have whatsoever, to the best of my ability, and help you out. And that is another awesome feature because, okay, so right now we're including all of this into this program, and we're giving you not only awesome training and new content, but you're also getting access to the person who created the content. And I can tell you right now, there are not a lot of other people who offer this because of the fact that people just don't like to keep up with their programs and they don't like to interact with the community that they're building. Therefore, this is valued at $997, and I really think I should have put that at a lot more. But we are undervaluing everything right now, and I am completely rethinking this whole thing because of the fact that we're undervaluing. No, okay, but so you have to understand that with this weekly group call, you are getting access to me, and you're getting access to all my knowledge. Okay, so if you have any questions you have, not only do you get the group thread or the private thread, you also get the weekly call. Okay, so it's just an amazing feature, and it's something that every program needs to have with people who are starting out, because when you are starting out, and I know when I started out, I had a ton of questions, and it's astronomical to your success that you get those answered so you can move forward. Because if you don't get them answered and you keep you're staying in one spot and you're not moving forward. So you really need to get your questions answered, and that's why we include this feature, because of the fact that you need to have someone there who can take you by the hand step by step. I know you've probably been through a lot of other programs, right, where you started them and it was just a video course. So you started the video course, you got to point A, and it was like, oh, I don't know what to do here, and I can't contact the person who made the video because they don't reply, or I don't have their contact information, right? So you move in, and you're like, oh, I'm stuck, and then you move to the next program because you don't know what to do. And I've been there. I know you're right. You might be there right now, but it's really important to have that guidance. And if you don't got it, I mean, that's just astronomical to your success. Again, it's valued at $997. All right, so this entire package is valued at over $4,000. Four big ones. But here's the kicker, right? You're not going to be paying $4,000 for all of this. Okay? You're not going to be paying $3,500. You ain't going to be paying $3,000. You're not paying $2,000. Not even $1,500. Okay? Some people have called me crazy for offering this up at this price. All right? I should be put into an insane asylum. But you're going to be getting all of this, all of the training, access to the group, access to the live weekly training calls, and an opportunity to change your life and your family's life for the better, which is the key importance right there, for just $997. Yep, you heard me right. You get access to this exclusive group and Next Level University for just $997. I will not be offering this for long. All right, I can't have 1,000 people come in here because I couldn't be able to service that many people. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to service each individual person to how much I need to. You know what I mean? So act quick, as we have very limited spots available. If you're looking to change your life for the better, act now. All right, nextgenlifestyle.org/enroll. It's very important that you get in as soon as possible, just for the fact, okay, that if the spots fill up, I have to literally service these people, and I don't know if I'll be able to open this back up. So you got to think, okay, I have to be able to service the people who are in it before I can open more people in. And that could be, I don't know, months before I open it. It just all depends. So you really need to get in as soon as you can. We actually put together some pricing plans so you don't have to pay 90 cents. You don't have to pay it all up front. We have a couple different pricing options. If you check out the page right there, you can check that out. But I wanted to show you this picture right here because this is what a lot of people, maybe you can relate to this, just the frustration. All right, just the pure frustration. I know I was there, but the pure frustration of just being stuck. Okay, you could tell this guy is doing something, but he does not want to be where he is, and he's just having a hard time on the internet. I mean, maybe you can relate to this. Maybe you've been in a coffee shop, or maybe you've been working on your laptop, and you just can't. It's just so frustrating when stuff doesn't go your way, and it will not go your way at points in time. That's just how it works. But you can just see the frustration and the anger from that guy, and I bet a lot of you can relate to that just from all the crap that's online about internet marketing and all that stuff that just does not work. We've put together a proven system where I've sold over $100,000 of stuff online at this point. So I know it's not like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I have gone through the cycles. I know how it's like to be up on top, then go down to the bottom, then go back up on top. Okay, I've been there. I've done that. I've gone through the motions, right? And that's what I want to put onto you. I want to take all the knowledge that I have in my head and upload it to you, so you don't have to have constant pain like this guy does. Okay, you don't want to have constant failures online. You want to have a point where you can stick with something and really build a solid business out of it. And that's what we want to do online. That's why so many programs out there are crap, because they're short term and they don't have you build a solid business that you can maintain over time. there are just so many things that are important to this, and so many different small details that need to be met in order to make money with this that a lot of people miss. And that's where I come in, and I really should point you in the right direction and get you started. So I mean, like I said in the beginning, you can do this. You can set this up. This is a system that you set up, an e-commerce system where you build a store, you get it set up and converting, and then you can go on vacation and make money while you're on vacation, because your team that you put together, which I will show you how to do, is literally working for you 24/7 on the clock, where you are the person who just sits back and collects the money. And I know that sounds kind of like like a wishy-washy thing, but it's like this business that you're about to get into is one of the best businesses to be in, period. Okay, because of the fact of the low barrier to entry, and because of the fact that once you have it set up, it's basically like an oil well that just pumps you money 24/7. And that's just because of the fact that the ads, they just work. When they work, and when they don't work, they don't work. But when they work, they work. Okay, so you find a good converting ad, it pumps you money. You can go Spain, you can go to Italy. Like I said, I went to Italy for a month. I had this making me money on autopilot. I did not touch. Like, I just checked. Basically, I was on the beach and I just checked how much money I made. I mean, that is the power of the system, right? So, guys, this might be also you. Okay, this is maybe you. You're at your job, running through the motions. But maybe you work in an office job, or maybe you work at a retail job, wherever, and it looks like this, but in reality, it feels like this. Okay? And that's really because of the fact that you are going to work for someone else, right? But maybe you're being underpaid. Maybe you just don't like it, right? But at the end of the day, you're working for someone else, and you're helping achieve their hopes and dreams while you get a paycheck for that. And that's one of the saddest things I've seen, is a lot of people don't even realize that when they stick with these jobs for 40 years, 40, 50, 60 years, and maybe they didn't even like the job. I could see if it's one thing if you enjoy your job and you enjoy what you do, but a lot of people don't even enjoy their jobs, and that's the problem. I'm not against jobs. Maybe a lot of people confuse that, but I'm against people who don't enjoy what they're doing, and they're forced to do it because of the paycheck. And that's what I really want to help people achieve, is people who don't like what they do. I want to help them achieve what they've been wanting to do, and that's by building this e-commerce business. Really, when it comes down to it, it's like you can either hop on board, and learn this and have an awesome experience, or you can continue what you're doing, and spinning your wheels. And it's completely up to you what you want to do. We're at the end of the PowerPoint here, so this is the last slide. So, I mean, if you want to change your life for the better, and if you really want to make a difference, I implore you to type in the link and head over to nextgenlifestyle.org. I can't stress it enough how important it is to really take action and achieve what you've always wanted to achieve, because of the fact that if you don't, like, okay, this is one of the best quotes I ever heard. It's kind of a cliche, but in life, they actually asked this to a bunch of older people, and they said in life they regretted not the things they did, right, but the things they didn't do. Okay, and that was a really emotional, and it really resonated with me, because it makes sense. Okay, you really don't regret, like, for example, you wouldn't regret asking someone out and getting rejected, but you would probably regret asking someone out, or not asking someone out at all. You wouldn't regret starting a business and failing. You would probably regret not starting a business at all. Do you see what I mean? So it really comes down to, do you want to take the steps necessary to achieve all your hopes and dreams and everything that you want? Because again, this is I think it's about a $2 trillion business. So this e-commerce thing, online sales every year is about $2 trillion. So in this marketplace, you have $2 trillion. So it's not like there's not enough room for people to enter. So again, like I said, guys, it's up to you if you want to make the change. We've put together one of the best training platforms on the internet for making money online, and we will continue to grow it, but I will have to go for now, and I hope to see you inside of NexGen Lifestyle. in NexGen University because, guys, we call it NexGen because we want you to achieve the next generation lifestyle, and we call it NexGen University because it's the next generation of online learning. So, guys, if you are looking to start, type in the URL, and I will see you on the inside. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you decided to hop on board. Again, we have very limited spots, but I will have to go for now. So, again, type in the link if you're interested. We have payment plans. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you real soon. Have a great day.